Good morning, guys. Welcome to the Shades and in a brand new video today. So, uh, Champions League quarterfinals venues has been already decided. We take on Porto. We'll talk about that and also talk about a player I'm really fond of who has never played for Chelsea. So, watch till the end. We talk about all that. Here we go. So, yes, guys. The first most important thing: Chelsea is taking on Porto in the quarterfinals of the Champions League on the 8th of April, which is the first leg, and on the 14th of April, which is the second leg. And both the legs will be played in neutral venues. Normally, with the Champions League and matches like these, we tend to play home and away. So, but in this case, we are playing in Sevilla. We're playing in Spain, and both the legs will be at Sevilla. So the first leg will be marked as Porto's home match, and the second leg will be Chelsea's home match. Incidentally, this is the same stadium where Olivier Giroud has scored a hat-trick against Sevilla, but this time we are playing Porto. So it's quite a news, playing in neutral venues. I mean, there were a lot of matches in the Champions League last season because of coronavirus. They had neutral venues. The matches were played this time as well. It looks like at this moment this is how it's going to be. We'll get to see in the other ties how it works, and the other in the semi-finals, things like that. But it's quite some interesting thing. Chelsea fans are pretty upbeat with the fact that we got some kind of an easier draw. In the recent past, we have played the likes of Atletico Madrid and Bayern Munich, which are very tough teams, might be the best teams out there. And so good to see that we kind of got an easier draw, sort of. Not taking anything away from Porto, they're still a very good side, a physical side, a defensive unit. So it's not going to be easy to beat them. But still, better to get Porto than get, say, a Real Madrid in the quarterfinals or a Bayern Munich, PSG, you know. And this actually has a chance of maybe, who knows, we can make it to the finals. Obviously, in the semi-finals, if we make it to the semi-finals, that is, we get to meet either Liverpool or Real Madrid, which both are very good sides. Real Madrid, really something. And who knows, Eden Hazard might be back. Most likely not, but he might be back for that match. But we're quite something, very upbeat situation. But for now, the news is that we are playing Porto in neutral venues in Sevilla. And obviously, we're going to make future, we're going to make videos about that match against Porto. Next week, I think. Next week is that match, so it's almost around the corner. But now we'll leave it at that, and we talk about one of my favorite players who never played for Chelsea. I mean, when I talk of some of my favorite players who never played for Chelsea, a certain name comes up is Thierry Henry from Arsenal. And there are a few others, Ryan Giggs from Manchester United. But Sergio Aguero was one of my favorite players who never played for Chelsea. He was very close of joining Chelsea. He was one of my favorite players when he was playing for Atletico Madrid. And when he moved to England, there was a small chance, that maybe he could move into Stamford Bridge and not go to Manchester. However, that didn't work out, and he moved to the blue half of Manchester. And now, after so many years with Manchester City, he is going to leave Manchester City, most likely going to Barcelona, where he's going to play with Lionel Messi, if Messi stays there. So it will be interesting how it goes over there, but there is also still a small chance, mostly unlikely, that he might join Chelsea Football Club this summer. I don't think that's going to happen because, you know, in the Premier League level, you need the best of the players. If Manchester City is letting him go, it would mean that he is not at the best of his game at this moment. Chelsea will have to compete with the likes of Manchester City and Manchester United in order for us to, win the titles, win the big titles, win the Premier League. And so if a club like Manchester City has decided that Aguero is not the kind of player they need in the future, if Chelsea goes ahead and buys him, not like what we did with Olivier Giroud, and Giroud has been great for Chelsea in the last couple of years, it might not work out. But still, had Werner been firing for Chelsea at all guns, this could have still have happened. But now that Werner is still not at the best of his game, we have to look for the alpha male kind of a striker, someone like the Diego Costa or Didier Drogba level, which Chelsea used to have. So we might have to end up buying someone like Haaland or Lukaku, who are at the prime of their game. Had Werner been in that level, then we could have, thought of, buying someone like Aguero and keeping Giroud. But most likely Giroud is also going to leave, though finally it's not yet decided. So that would have been happened. But I would have loved to see Aguero play, even if it's for a year or so, like Thiago Silva, who is, by the way, back in training, which is an absolutely great news, and he should be available for our next Premier League match. But it would have been great for Aguero to play even for 45 minutes. He can bring out the best out of him. So it will be quite something if he comes to Chelsea. It will be a free transfer, and he can be given the wages. But the whole Tammy Abraham situation needs to be looked into. If he's moving out, most likely he is. And if we are really going to go for Haaland and Lukaku, because at the end of the day, if you really want to buy big, win big trophies, actually, you'll have to get those big players, and those are long-term goals, and you cannot have short-term goals to win big trophies over a long time period. So saying all that, I feel that though how much I like Sergio Aguero and how much I feel that maybe if he plays, most likely it's not going to happen, but a small part of me still believes that maybe for 1 year or so he can join up. Most likely he's going to Barca, as I said, with Messi. It will be quite an interesting thing. Quite a great player he is. I mean, we talk about some great players in the English Premier League over the last 20 years, which included the likes of, John Terry, Frank Lampard, Petr Cech, from Chelsea, Didier Drogba. But even outside Chelsea, if you look at the likes of Ryan Giggs and Thierry Henry, Patrick Vieira, now you obviously talk about Sergio Aguero is one of the great Premier League stalwarts over the last 10 years. He has been an amazing striker. Till last season, he was scoring goals at will. This season, he had an injury, and I guess that has a lot to do with him, with Manchester City deciding to let him go, because he could be injured prone right now, and could be a thing where Chelsea hierarchy will think about before contacting his agent, that he could be injury prone, and if that is the case, even if you buy him, he can be sidelined, and that's not the good news that you want, because you can get 20 matches out of him, playing him 45 minutes, but if he gets injured, he will not even get those 20-30 matches. So interesting, but still a great player leaving a Premier League most likely, and but either way, I'll give it up at that, hoping that he still gets to play good football in wherever he goes. But leaving it at that, I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think about the neutral venue situation with Porto in the Champions League quarterfinal? And what do you guys think of Sergio Aguero? Where will he be leaving? Will he be going to Spain, or he has a chance of playing at Chelsea? Keep it coming, guys, in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. So until next time, I leave it at that, hoping for things work out for Chelsea, and Chelsea players are not injured. Premier League is going to be back in a couple of days. Signing off. See you guys until the next video. Bye-bye.